The most dangerous part of a viral math problem isn't the answer. It's the emotional moment just before you decide everyone else is obviously wrong. That tiny rush of certainty feels harmless. But if platforms repeatedly reward that feeling, the uncomfortable question is whether we're practicing something much bigger than arithmetic. Look at the familiar formula. Parentheses, division, multiplication, thousands of comments, millions of views. The equation itself is usually simple. The ambiguity often comes from formatting, missing notation, or assumptions people carry into the problem. Yet the edit encourages viewers to pick a side immediately instead of slowing down and checking conventions. That's where the psychology becomes more interesting than the mathematics. Once someone publicly commits to an answer, changing their mind becomes socially expensive. They're no longer defending an equation. They're defending competence, identity, and the image they've already presented to everyone watching. Notice what the format rewards. Fast confidence consistently outperforms careful uncertainty. The comments fill with declarations, memes, and victory laps before anyone discusses mathematical notation. This creates the impression that confidence itself is evidence, even when the underlying disagreement is about interpretation rather than computation. To be clear, this doesn't mean viral equations were secretly invented as psychological weapons. There's no need for that claim. Ordinary engagement incentives are enough. Content that creates disagreement generates replies, shares, quote posts, reaction videos, and longer viewing sessions. The platform doesn't necessarily need people to agree. It benefits when they refuse to stop arguing. Now expand the pattern beyond arithmetic. First comes a confusing prompt, then immediate certainty, then a flood of people identifying with one interpretation. Finally, every correction feels like an attack instead of additional information. The emotional sequence starts looking surprisingly familiar across much larger cultural debates. Digital sociology has spent years examining how online environments shape behavior through incentives rather than direct persuasion. A feed doesn't have to convince you what to believe. It only needs to repeatedly reward quick judgments, visible allegiance, and emotional investment. Habits formed in one context often migrate into another. There's also a fair defense of these viral puzzles. Many genuinely introduce people to order of operations, notation, and mathematical discussion. They can be fun. They can encourage curiosity. The problem isn't arithmetic. It's the surrounding ecosystem that sometimes transforms learning into performance and disagreement into entertainment. One subtle detail matters. Most people don't remember the equation a week later. They remember how certain they felt. That emotional memory is portable. It becomes easier to repeat the same pattern elsewhere because the brain associates immediate certainty with social reward rather than careful revision. Maybe the real lesson hidden inside these posts has nothing to do with PEMDAS. Maybe it's whether we notice the instant our curiosity turns into identity. That's the moment the conversation usually stops teaching us anything. And once that habit spreads, every disagreement starts feeling like a battle over reality itself. If you enjoy reviews that dig beneath the headline and examine the emotional machinery hiding inside ordinary internet moments, subscribe to Dr. Review. The next video might completely change what you thought you were watching all along.